Sometimes if you are a startup LLC and you're looking for a business loan for bad or fair credit, it's kind of important to actually approach the right lender, right? So in today's conversation, I want to share with you some like four rare lenders who will actually approve you. And so we're going to do a comparative analysis of BHG Money. We have Camino Financial, we have Lenny Street, and we have Mako Financial. And so here is a review I want you to pay attention to right now. So let's first start with BHG Money. So the whole thing is when you think about BHG Money for your startup LLC business loan, bad or fair credit, you're talking about $20,000 all the way to $500,000. So this is actually how they actually work within that range. Okay, 20 grand to $500,000. I think this is good. I mean, if you are a startup LLC, you can do a lot with $500,000 maximum. Okay, you don't need a million. But if you do need anything beyond this of $500,000, then you want to go for another lender, okay? And you want to start the process with BHG Money by calling them up. I want you to call them up. Don't actually, like they have a lot of stuff on their website. They'll give you all the info, whatever, but it's always very important to actually call them up because their requirements differ based on your industry and based on the state you're calling from. They do cover all the 50 states though. They don't have a problem with that. They're not geo restricted. However, they do have several, they do have different requirements based on your sector and based on your business. Okay. But for your startup business loan, not a problem. You can get funding. So I want you to call right now, 866-297-4664. So if you're interested in this opportunity, if you want to get a business loan, a startup business loan, a startup LLC business loan from BHG Money, call them up, 866-297-4664. The cool thing about the BHG Money is that you can actually use the cash for a lot of things. You can use the startup LLC business loan for business debt consolidation. You can, if you see some a new opportunity, you want to expand your business. They have that. They also have business opportunity loans. This is really good. You also have business investment loans for your startup LLC. So you also have startup loans like regular loans. You can launch ideas. You can start executing. This is really good. So the whole thing about BHD is that they have a very streamlined process when it comes to your business loan. Fantastic. So speaking about their streamlined process, by the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. I'm really happy to kind of sort of run this comparative analysis with you. So when we talk about a streamlined application, so you can actually get started online or you can apply over the phone with no cost or commitment. You have a very quick approval process. You actually submit minimal documentation and you may be approved in as little as 24 hours. Think about that. 24 hours, boss, 24 hours. So basically on top of that, you have the opportunity to receive fast funding, which we love a lot because you can actually get your cash within 24 to 72 hours. That's just fantastic. It's just fantastic. One thing we love about BHD Money is that they do have extended repayment terms up to 12 years. Think about it. You have large loan amounts. I spoke to you earlier that the delta you were looking at here is 20,000 all the way to $500,000. That's a very large delta, a very large variance, and this is really cool. And you have affordably low monthly payments. And so if you now the thing that we love with BHD Money also is that if you want, let's say, you want fast service, you want a premium service, you can actually request that, okay? And they actually will help you out. They'll give you the funds a little faster. And no personal collateral is ever required. Everything that we are talking here about, we're speaking about, no PG loans at all, okay? You can even apply for this with EIN only. And and this will not affect your personal credit. And on top of that, you can pre-qualify for the loan. This is really cool, right? So you're not really risking anything anyway. Like you go to their website, you ask yourself, okay, I want to plug in my numbers and see if I qualify for anything. And they're not going to check your credit. They're not going to check your credit score. They're not doing any hard pull. They might do a soft pull though, just to kind of see if everything is fine with your credit. But yeah, but now if you were to decide to actually apply for real, they will either pull they will do a hard pull if you do without EIN, but if you do with EIN only, then your credit score is safe, okay? So this is important. So BHG Money gives you the option of EIN or non-EIN. Fantastic. Let me talk to you now about the second player in today's conversation. We have Camino Financial. Again, we are speaking about what? We are speaking about startup LLC, business loan, bad or fair credit, fast approval. Fast approval, okay? So when we talk about Camino Financial, one thing I want to say here is that Camino has a very straight line process. They have a very streamlined and straightforward, not straight line, straightforward process. Okay, so basically, you introduce yourself to them, you introduce your business to them, you talk about your business, the sector you're in, how you monetize your business, all that kind of stuff. Usually, it's better to have a business plan or to have at least a one-page pitch about your business, so you give them a clear idea about your business. Because you will answer a few simple questions about your small business in a very short application, online application, and you'll find out if you pre-qualify for a Camino Financial small business for your startup LLC. Okay, so basically you can pre-qualify. This is kind of cool. You're not risking anything. Okay, you have a soft pull process. Okay, so after that, after you answer the questions, what will happen here is that they will direct you to a business loan specialist. So what will happen here, you'll have somebody from Camino Financial actually call you. They will call you. They email you first, but they will call you because they want to speak to you. They want to make sure you're not a robot or whatever. They will speak to you. They'll have a conversation with you, and they will ask you questions. And then they will ask you to submit your business's essential financial documents. So here we're speaking about things like business plan. We're speaking about things like financial projections or financial statements, the actual data. Okay, so it could be either actual or projected data. They might ask you to have some kind of additional documents like your business tax returns. Now, if you're a startup, maybe you haven't filed your business tax returns yet, but maybe you have already filed at least one. Right, depending on of when you were formed, maybe you have one business tax return. So Camino will want to see that. They want to see like basically your 1065, your 1120S, your 1120C, your 1120, or just your 1040, just to kind of your 1040 with a Schedule C. At least they have a clear idea what where you stand revenue wise. Okay, this is really important. So if you submit your business essential documents, they will review everything. Then if they approve you, all you have to do is just to accept the final offer and the business loan terms, and they will wire you the money. One thing I want to say about Camino here is that, by the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're still having a conversation about startup LLC, business loan, bad or fair credit, fast approval. And in today's conversation, we are comparing and contrasting four players, four lenders. Okay, BHG Money. We have Camino Financial. We have Lenny, and then we have Mako Financial. Okay, it's really important to have those four players in mind. So the thing is, what we love about Camino is that, you know, when we talk about the loan amounts, Camino has two types of loans. So they have loans for regular businesses, regular startup businesses, and then they have loans for other startups, LLCs. Okay, so sorry, Camino, they do have loans for regular businesses and regular LLCs, but they also have loans for startup LLCs and startup businesses. The thing with Camino here is that as a startup, the loan amount you get from them is a little small. They're not really generous. Okay, depending on your state, you might have somewhere from 1,500, that's 1,500 to 7,500. Rarely have we seen Camino actually go above 25,000. They're very stingy, so quote unquote stingy in that department. But hey, it is what it is. Camino is just trying to. But if you were a regular business, like you have been in operation for, let's say, 1 to 2 years, then the amounts that you can get from Camino go up substantially. Okay, in terms of the payment type, they want you to have a monthly payment type, and the loan term we have 12 to 36 months. So the maximum here is 3 years. Okay. The APR is kind of high though. You're looking at 25.99% to 35.25%. So it is what it is. But again, the cool thing is that Camino actually releases funds real fast. Okay, but they want you to actually connect your account, your bank account, to their system so they can actually wire the money to you. But overall, this is just a great lender. What we love about Camino here is that they also have their staff member. They have specialists on staff, like the loan specialist, who will walk you through the whole process, who will explain things to you, who will have a deep conversation with you about everything you're looking for. Okay, so they're not really trying to like razzle dazzle you, trying to close a deal, trying to give you a sale, trying to give you a loan. No, they want to really help you. The third player I want to compare, like I want to really review quickly, is Lenny. So Lenny, as the name implies, it is actually a registry. It's a loan registry. So what we love about Lenny is that they do have a wide range, a wide constellation of financial programs that give all business owners access to affordable capital they need to grow and serve their communities. Now, Lenny has a more like they help all lenders, but they have a specialty when it comes to helping underserved communities. Okay, they work with minorities, minority business owners. They work with other communities, even though they're not minority, but they are underserved. Okay, what we love about Lenny is that first of all, the business is well run. They are very aggressive in terms of funding their business projects. This is really good. Their clients. Okay, and the industry, as I said before, they have a wide litany of business loans for your startup LLCs. Okay, startup LLCs. So they will do like startup LLC business term loans. They have startup LLC non-revolving business line of credit. They have startup LLC like did you have something called the small business loan fund? Okay, this is really great. So this player is really diverse. They don't put all your eggs. They don't put all their eggs in the same basket, in the same proverbial basket. They're trying to diversify. So when we talk about startup LLC business term loan, for example, here you're looking at like loans from $50,000 to $5 million. In terms here, we're looking at up to 5 years. In terms of the non-revolving lines of credit, we are talking about 50,000 to 5 million also, and then we have up to 2 years. Okay, so when we talk about the non-revolving line of credit, this means that they are offering you shorter term flexible financing, helping to move your startup LLC, okay, to give you access to cash real quick. Okay, but it's non-revolving. Okay, and then they also have something called the small business loan fund. So this is really cool because it actually helps qualified underserved communities, low income community businesses, by giving them from 50,000 all the way to 4 million and up to 5 years. And the cool thing about this program is that the APR is significantly low. Now let's talk about the juicy part here. So when we talk about, by the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a compare and contrast between four players when it comes to startup LLC, business loans, bad or fair credit, fast approval, okay, and large amounts, of course. So we are comparing and contrasting BHG Money, Camino Financial, Lenny, and Michael Financial. One thing I want to say here is that when we talk about Lenny, for if you are a startup LLC and you want to have a business loan from them, they are asking for 2 years detailed projections, 2 years personal tax returns, 2 years business tax returns if available. Again, here we're speaking about 1065, from 1065 or from 1120S or 1120 with all the applicable schedules K1. Okay, 3 months business bank statements or bank verification, your most recent year-to-date profit and loss statement. It has to be the most recent, okay, and budget for the startup cost. That's for startup businesses, okay. But if you are an existing business, I just want to say it, even though this show is not about existing businesses, I'll still say it anyway, just in case you also have, in addition to your startup, you also have an existing business. The requirements will be business debt schedule, 2 years business tax returns, previous year's year-end financials, 2 years personal tax returns, 3 months business bank statements, or bank verification, government issued ID, for example, your driver's license and a personal financial statement. In other words, your SBA form 413. Those are really important, okay? And one thing I want to say here is that when you think about industry, I want you to think about a lender who is very, very, very flexible. I mean, their job is not to. I mean, they want to make money, of course. They're not in business to become a charity or whatever. They want to make money, but they really focus also on helping, on adding value. Like, it's not just the profit-oriented sort of mission that they have. Remember, they are here to serve underserved communities. They are here to help low-income communities. So they really, really have the staff in-house to help in that department. Fantastic. Let me talk to you now about the fourth player into this conversation. We have Macro Financial. So when you think about Macro Financial for your LLC startup business loan, you want to think about a player who is so flexible, it's just unbelievable. Think about it. They have no collateral, no restricted use of funds, no credit pools for quotes. In other words, you're having a soft pool, no prepayment penalties, no out-of-pocket costs, no commitment, no industry restrictions, no minimum time in business. It's just fantastic, okay? It's very flexible. So they give you flexible funding options. I just want to specify one thing. They said, like Michael likes to say, well, yeah, we have no industry restrictions, but I guarantee you they do have. So anything about, adults, gambling, gaming, or anything in like the marijuana and the related industries, Michael is not going to finance that. We have proof. We have tried this for other clients already, and they denied those clients. So there are some restrictions. Okay, it's important to remember. And but the thing about Macro Financial is that what we love is we love the fact that they do have flexible funding options. I just said that, and we also love the fast the fast application process. Think about it. You have 1 minute application. That's just fantastic. Like you just fill a short form, okay, and they're not asking for a lot of information. They're asking for 2 years personal tax returns. That's all. They're not trying to bother you with a lot of stuff. No, And in terms of requirements, they want you to have at least 40,000 annual income, personal income, 40,000, and they want you to have employment stability, proof of ability to repay, credit score minimum. Macro wants you to have 680. In terms of they need to have information about your W-2, your self-employed, retired, 1099-R, SSI, SSDI. So what I'm trying to say here is that this is if you are trying to get a startup, then they are focusing more on your personal information also to make sure that you're financially, you're financially healthy, so to speak. They want you to have, they want to review your debt to income ratio. They want to review your credit utilization. I mean, they're not asking for any collateral, that's fine. But if you have co-signers, you can use them to qualify. Not a problem. Macro will work with you. Now, in terms of the loan terms, let's just pay attention to here. For your startup LLC business loan with Macro, you can get funding from $10,000 all the way to $500,000. So yeah, this is really good. So you have term loans, you have lines of credit. So Macro actually has 2 programs. The first program is they have term loans for your startup LLC, and then they have lines of credit for your startup LLC. Okay. In some cases, they might also help you get business credit cards for your startup LLC. Okay. So overall, this is a great player. We love the fact that their terms are flexible. So when you think about Macro, they actually give you 5 to 7 year terms. It's just fantastic. Okay, rates are pretty good too. You're looking at 6% to 20%. Okay, and in terms of amortization, the loans are fully amortizing on term loans, for example, and so you have a pre-qualification process in place that's like you have the same day process and 1 business day also. And in terms of now, Macro takes longer to close their business loans. Like they can take anywhere from 5 all the way to 14, 15 days from the time of application and documentation. So it is what it is. You just got to take it, okay? But one thing we love about Macro Financial is that you can actually use their loans for a constellation of uses. Like they don't really, like I was just talking to you earlier about the fact that they were really flexible. They are really flexible. They're not trying to complicate things for you. Not at all. Not at all. So in terms of the use of loan proceeds, you can use the cash for inventory, employees, for franchise, for startup costs, for payroll, for consulting, for marketing, for vehicles, for real estate, for e-commerce, for emergencies, like anything that is related to your startup LLCs, okay, for restaurants, for expansions, for partner buyouts, for equipment, for gap funding. Okay, this is really important for working capital for your LLC startup, for debt consolidation, for renovations, for legal fees, for new ventures, for furniture. The list goes on and on and really on and on. But the bottom line here is that you just need to contact Mako first before you start the whole conversation. Okay, before you start the whole process. That way you have a clear idea of what you're getting, of what you are getting yourself into. You have all the information. Like we are giving you the most updated information, but by the time you listen to this show, which can be 1 year or 10 years from now, things might have changed in the meantime. So contact Mako first. So now let's give you the decision. Here is the decision time here. So startup LLC business loans for bad or fair credit, fast approval. BHG Money versus Camino Financial versus Lenny versus Mako Financial. Which one should you go for, boss? Let's have a conversation about that. Now, right off the bat, it really depends. If you were asking yourself that question, I would say it really depends. The thing you need to understand here is that you got to look at the requirements that every lender is actually asking you to provide. Can you actually qualify? I mean, do you meet those requirements? Are you in a better position maybe with BHD versus Camino, or versus Lenny or versus Mako? What do you need? Do you need a lender to actually give you the money, but also help you actually manage it, or actually help you monitor the spending? What kind do you need? Hand holding? What are you looking for? Okay, and also, are they asking for your personal or business credit scores? So, because if you have a startup, chances are you have no time, you have not gotten a chance to establish business credit yet. So, does it matter to you? Does it matter to the lender? So, those are questions you need to ask first. Okay, and what about the paperwork that they're asking for? How flexible are they? Okay, this is something very important also that you got to ask yourself. So, as soon as you're comfortable with those questions, you should be good to go. Okay, good to go. So let me now give you the winner. So what is the winner here? So after comparing and contrasting BHG Money, Camino Financial, Lenny and Mako Financial, our winner is BHG Money. Okay, so just kind of recap here. We believe we have assigned BHG Money the score of 9.8 over 10, Camino Financial 9.3 over 10, Lenny 8.9 over 10, and Mako Financial 8.5 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.